First, let me say thanks to all of you who came out. There are a lot of folks who drove distances, and I'm overwhelmed to see all you out here. So thank you very much. I don't. Most of you who know me know I don't usually use notes when I'm speaking, but I've got a lot of people to thank, and I don't want to forget anybody. I am honored, humbled as I was driving down A1A today to think, of all this ceremony, and I really appreciate it. As Pat said, actually 8 or 9 months ago, I had come down to this watershed to see an exhibit by Jim Draper, who's a friend of mine. He had a presentation at the Whitney, and on my way back, I crossed the Volano Bridge, and the moon was upright, and I looked out, and I saw the Matanzas River in a way that I don't think I'd ever seen it, and it just, I had this idea that this river needed an advocate. And so what I did, and Pat doesn't take nearly enough credit, I spoke to Pat and Bill, Dr. Greenberg, a group of people who were willing to put together a steering committee. And I want to thank those people, because we sat down long and hard and talked about creating a program. And today, 9 months later, I stand here before you and happy to say I'm your Matanzas Riverkeeper. And, there are people, individuals that I want to thank. I want to thank Dr. Greenberg, Mike, who was a tremendous help to me during the application process. We are under a banner called the Waterkeeper Alliance, and I will speak briefly about that toward the end and what that means. The steering committee, Friends of Matanzas, that is a group that without their support of this action, we would not exist. They are a group of people that have been working, as Pat may have said, but may not have, for 20 years to protect one of the most incredible bodies of water in this area, in the state of Florida. I want to thank SACA, South Anastasia Community Association, because they too helped move this forward. Sarah Owens, right back there, I want to thank her. Sarah, I've known Sarah and worked with her for a decade. She doesn't look she looks the same as when I first saw her, Sarah. She is with the Florida Wildlife Federation, and I tell people, thank God for Sarah Owen in this area, because she has done a lot of tremendous work. And, Sarah, thanks for your support and generosity. I really appreciate it. I feel like my relationship with the Matanzas River, we've all had relationships, I'm in that kind of shining new phase where everything is wonderful, exciting. I cannot talk enough or hear enough about the Matanzas River. And when I used to speak to people in St. Johns County, I mistakenly said that St. Johns County and Flagler is pinched between two great bodies of water, the St. Johns River, which I worked on for a lot of years, and the Atlantic Ocean. And now I realize in a way that was kind of short-sighted, because I missed one body of water between those two, which is this, and I will never make that mistake again. There is a need for a full-time advocate for this river. I will tell you that the reason there's a Riverkeeper program is not because this community wasn't doing what it needed to do. It is, as Pat said, the desire to maybe do more for the Matanzas. And the first thing I want you to remember when you leave here is the Matanzas Riverkeeper program is built on the shoulders of giants. The people who came before me, us, who have been working in here, that is the reason I can point to this body of water and say it's one of the cleanest rivers in the state of Florida. Some people, I can't get anybody of official capacity to say that unequivocally, but it is, based on the data. Dr. Shirley can tell you that with GTM, and thanks to him and his staff for their help. And the reason that is because we're blessed with a lot of publicly owned land. We're blessed with people who wanted to do the right thing when they were, proposing to develop. And we're blessed with people who are willing to do what it takes to protect this river. And what I will tell you, excuse me, in my role as Riverkeeper, we're going to have a simple kind of course. What's best for this river is best for our community. those of you who know this river and the history of it much better than I will know, the reason all of us are standing here is because of this river. If it was not for this river, there would be no St. Augustine. There would be none of this. One of the things that I love about this river is it has open shellfish beds. Open shellfish beds. I've worked for 25 years in North Carolina and Louisiana on the St. Johns River, and that's a rare thing to say in this day and age, that there's a body of water so clean that people can consume shellfish on it. This is only one of 3 areas in Northeast Florida, only one of 13 left. It is an iconic species. The Nature Conservancy says oyster beds are the most threatened and endangered ecosystem on Earth, and we have them here. And as you're a Matanzas Riverkeeper, we're going to defend those beds and do everything we can to protect them. When I say to you, we're the Matanzas Riverkeeper, we are now, as we stand here at Grinning, part of an international movement. Waterkeepers Alliance, which is the organization that licensed us. As we stand here today at this beautiful spot, and I don't know if I thanked Stephen for allowing us to be here, but let's have a big round of applause for Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. We are here with people in 6 continents, 23 countries, protecting 100,000 miles of waterways. As we stand here today, there are people in China defending their community against coal ash. There are people in West Virginia and North Carolina who are defending rivers against large farming operations. There are people who are defending the Apalachicola against withdrawing too much water. The Waterkeeper movement, to me, is one of the most exciting movements in the environmental field. People throughout the world working together to protect a body of water that is central to who they are as a people. This river is central to who we are as a people, and I think we should always remember that. The final thing I want to tell you is we are a program, as Pat said, of the Friends of Matanzas, and as such, we fall under their tax-exempt status, so we, in effect, are a 501c3 organization. We will depend on this community for the work that we do. When I say that, we depend spiritually, emotionally, and also financially. We need to raise money to keep this organization and move it forward. There's some not very flashy envelopes at the front desk, but you can use them to help us get started. The final thing I will tell you, almost 10 years ago, when I became the St. Johns Riverkeeper, I told a much smaller group of people than this that I felt as if I was taking an oath to protect this river, and then the St. Johns. Today I make that same promise to you. I will do everything within my power to protect this river and defend it against whoever seeks to harm it. There's one thing I've learned, though, in 10 years. That promise I make to you is just as important to me, but I cannot do that without your help in this community. What I need you to do is tell your friends, tell your neighbors, your families, that we have a Riverkeeper. We have a website, Matanzas-Riverkeeper.org. I want to thank Deb Vinn and Sonia for helping get that up and running. You can donate on our website, and you can also learn more about us. I have been blessed in my life to defend some incredible bodies of water. A true blessing. And I will tell you that I love every one of them, but this Matanzas River to me speaks in a way that none of those other bodies of water. It is an incredible body of water. We are blessed to have it, and what I want to tell you is I will, along with the Friends of the Matanzas and others, do everything we can to defend this body of water. I need your help. I am so touched that you came out today, and I'm honored to say in closing, my name is Armingeon, and I'm your Matanzas Riverkeeper.